greetings from rainy Helsinki, and thank you for this opportunity to give this talk. It's nice to be a part of the first Unwrapped conference. I hope there will be more in the future, as there has been a lot of inspiring talks before me. But strict to the point, my short presentation will focus on two rather technical details and how to use them to customize tables. I want to show these to exemplify the versatility of Datawrapper, although at this point of the conference it's become clear, even to those who haven't used this tool beforehand. And both of these details are based on a single user case, the absence statistics. It's, I believe, needless to say that there's always great interest in what politicians are doing all around the world, and Finland is not an exception from that. So the 200 members of the Finnish Parliament are under great scrutiny by the media, by the voters, and in order to answer that information need, the Parliament publishes various statistics on what is happening in the Parliament and how the MPs are doing. And one example of these statistics is the absence from the plenary sessions or sittings that happen basically from Tuesday to Friday. And previously, these statistics were collected manually with Excel, putting the data in Excel sheets, and when they published them, they converted it into PDFs. So, and now we have built a pipeline. On the other end of the pipeline, there's R, which is used to mining the data and tabulate the data, and then pushed into Datawrapper thanks to the API that's already mentioned many times before this speech. So basically, it's not only a huge leap for my colleagues who have been doing this manually, but also for the accessibility of this data. Next, I'm going to show you what this statistics looks like. Basically, the statistics is table view. The one showing now is so-called report view, where there's every sitting of the term, the parliamentary term, and who of the MPs have been absent, what are the group, and what is the reason for the absence. And you can, for example, you can switch the date to newest to oldest or vice versa. You can search for a specific MP or the political group or even the region for reason type. And also you can search for a certain date or a date of the sitting. So this is the report view. Then there's this actual statistics view, where the actual numbers of every MP that has been at least once absent from any sitting of the term. And here again, you can sort or reorder by if there's a personal reason for the absence or other reason, and also the total number of absences. And here the bars are in uniform range. But when I was building this pipeline, there were some challenges I countered, and one of them had to do with the plenary dates or dates in general. When you upload dates into Datawrapper, and they are usually recognized as date format. They work fine when you want the report or the rows be reorderable from to oldest to newest or vice versa. But in the dates, there isn't possible to search for a specific date. So is there anything you can do? You can switch the dates into text, but then again, the ordering of rows wouldn't work. So there was a problem to be solved. The other challenge was in the statistics view. By default, the bars have an independent range, although you can change them into uniform range. But how can you keep the range up to date when you have live updating data? So the maximum value is a moving goal. Luckily, for these both challenges, solutions could be found. And for the problem number one, the solution was reformatting the dates. And when I contacted Datawrapper support with my challenge, I was given this quote secret workaround. I believe it was Elana back then when told that there's a secret workaround to tackle this problem. And the solution is that the date itself needs a little reformatting. And what you have to do in this case, for example, you have a dates, you make it a double and add two @ in the middle. And this works so that the date before the two signs is the one that is visible in the date. That's in text. And also that works for the search. And the latter date, the tool understands it as an order of things and sorts the rows on that case. And the double @ and anything after it won't be visible in the table. And this is very useful because, well, there's a couple of examples how you can present the date with double digit or one digit only. But if you want to use month names or abbreviations like January, February in the date, you can use this one in the former date and use the latter as in example. And you can also use this in other data types. So you just need to know that the text data is before the double @ and the order of things is the latter. And this is very useful, for example, in text cases where there's an intrinsic order for the words. And for example, in the statistics, I have the name of the MP in order of first name and then the last name of the MP. But if I would like to give the order to go from last name to first name, I could make this same into the name field. And once more, it wasn't that secret workaround at all. I hadn't find it from this Datawrapper Academy articles, but there was this very helpful article on how to do this in different types of data. So solution problem one solved, and then there was this other problem. I show this part of the chart again to show what kind of problem there is if the columns have independent ranges. Like here, although the actual numbers on how many times one MP has been absent, the bar length looks like similar to each other, and maybe for someone who is just looking fast or skimming the view may have a false impression on how different things are in proportion to one another. So the bar length should be proportioned to max value. So how to do this with live updating? data. Luckily, there's always the API. I use R and Datawrapper package to update some of my charts and tables, and with the R package at least, you can access the metadata or properties through the API and with the help of the package. So everything you do in the in Datawrapper software, you can also change through the API. There is a developer documentation on how to use the API, and where there's a guide to all these properties. It only states that it's impossible to in detail tell every single property from over 20 chart, because the properties vary in all the visualization types. So I advise you to try this one out. This screenshot is an example where you can find, where I found the actual bar length property, and this doesn't even show all the different things you can change within the properties. So you just have to dig a little deeper into the data you can get from the interface. Lastly, this is how it's done in R. So basically, I have this maximum value that I want to put into these columns. Bar range, as Kiko just showed, there is this comments how you can retrieve chart metadata. Then you have to find it from that a list or a bundle of lists, and then when you edit a chart, you can choose that you want to the metadata put back into the chart. Actually, this is basically how we first have been using Datawrapper in a live updating data. I haven't used this automatic way in that many other things, so it's been very insightful to see how people from different industries use this tool and also R in order to keep their tables and charts in order. To sum up my presentation, I do love how versatile and powerful Datawrapper is as a visualization tool, and also this philosophy that although there are some limitations on what you can do in the tool, there's a whole archive of different secret or hidden workarounds if you just have time to take a good look into the academy and the blog posts that are quite plenty. So thank you for this tool. It has been a great relief in the Parliament for doing less manual work. Thank you. This is it. I'm happy to answer any questions now or later in social media. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Erkka. It's very interesting to see what you've been doing. We successfully managed to use up all of our buffer time for this blog, as Lisa asked us to. So we're gonna have to move the questions into the chat or social media, as you said.